What's up, everybody? Welcome to another jam-packed episode of New Music Friday. We're going to be checking out some of the new releases that are coming out throughout the week of Halloween. As always, if I miss something you're looking forward to, leave a comment below letting me know what it is. Also, as a side note, I hit 1,500 subscribers, which is something I never thought I would do, even though I was asking you guys, and some of you were responding, and coming to the call. You guys were coming to my aid and subscribing. I really appreciate it. I think I'm at like 1,502 now or something like that. It's a crazy number I never thought I would hit. So thank you guys so much. I know it's not like, Anthony Fantano million subscriber status, but 1,500 is a huge number for me. I remember when I first started out, hitting 100 was just insane. So yeah, just thank you guys so much. But getting back on track, let's talk about some new music. S.O.A.P is releasing their new album titled New World Killer. I know that I've been saying that without Baby J, a lack of Baby J has just been feeling not very interesting to me. I never really cared that much for S.O.A.P to begin with. Baby J joined, I became interested, and then he left, and I became uninterested again. But the singles have actually been pretty good. I feel like they're diving further into just their songwriting abilities, but also not only that, but they're just becoming a little less superficial. Their music is starting to stand out a little bit more. I know that's crazy to say. A lot of people love this band, but for me personally, they never really stood out. So I'm hoping the deep cuts hit just as hard as the singles. Despised Icon is also releasing their album Shadow Work. This is going to be great. It's already a great year for deathcore, but I mean, we're just joining in with one of the greatest deathcore bands of all time. And also I feel like one of the most underrated, considering they're like one of the pioneers or whatever, but it's been a long 6 years since they released the album. So I'm just here for it. I'm pumped. I'm excited. I can't wait to hear what they're going to bring us. That's right, we got a couple EPs to talk about this week, probably the most we've ever had on a New Music Friday. The first one is Currents, titled All That Follows. I listened to this band a lot more than I realized. I really like the single, It Only Gets Darker. I hope that this EP is like that, but hopefully darker. I always like it when this band goes, not necessarily heavy, but just, I like it when they have a really dark sound. They do a really good job at that, especially on their album, The Way It Ends, I believe. I'm pretty sure their last album they released, I felt like it was kind of a letdown in that area. It had some great songs on it. It sounded really good. But The Way It Ends, it just has some really dark, heavy moments to it. And I really enjoyed that. And I just I want more of it. And this single shows that they could still do it. And it's something they're still interested in. We also get an EP from Trivium titled Struck Dead. I feel like this band started to dip a little bit when they released What the Dead Men Say, but then they came back swinging within the court of the dragon, and ever since then, they've just been killing it. They've been doing so good, and they released a single for this EP, and again, killing it. If this was an album, I feel like this would be album of the year material. I mean, it's Trivium, it always is, but they're just coming back so hard. Like, I've always enjoyed this band, but the excitement was kind of gone. When they released What the Dead Men Say, it was just okay, it's just Trivium. But then they released In the Court of the Dragon, and it was just so exciting. It sounded so good. It sounded fresh. And I don't know what Matt has been doing, but I feel like he's been getting inspired a little bit more as well. And it definitely shows. And I'm enjoying the music so much more lately. We also get a new EP from Midwinter. A lot of you people probably haven't heard of this band. It's called Chapter 2, titled Over Again. While Dayseeker is releasing soulless synth pop kind of stuff, Midwinter is releasing actual good synth metalcore music. You can still hear the instruments in there. The lyrics are really well written, unlike Dayseeker. I know I'm tearing it into Dayseeker, but when I heard this band, it just sounded like it. I'm like, oh, this is what I wish Dayseeker would sound like. And they used to, and they don't anymore. So now Midwinter is here to make everybody feel, just make everybody happy. Fill that void that Dayseeker used to do. If you haven't heard of this band, definitely check them out. They're heavy. They're good. They sound different. The vocalist isn't, he isn't super perfect. He doesn't sound like everybody else out there. It sounds fantastic. Check him out. Like Moths to Flames is releasing a new single titled Salting the Earth. The last album was kind of divisive. I enjoyed it. Over the Garden Wall is still like a top tier song within their catalog. I'm just hoping that they don't start releasing super generic stuff, because that's what the last album kind of had on. It was a little generic, to say the least, in terms of just octane core kind of metalcore. They were just kind of like tiptoeing into it, and I hope that this being a single, I hope that isn't it, but honestly it probably will be. We also get a new single from Volumes titled Soap. I couldn't find the picture for it or whatever, so here's a picture of a bar of soap. The last single they released, Sidewinder, was a lot different than what I was expecting. It was heavier, but it was just different. This is one of the few bands that I feel like they could release something that's a little bit softer, a little bit more mellow and tame, and they still deliver really well. So either way, I feel like this single is going to be pretty dope. We also get a new single from Distant titled Desolation. This is the deathcore band that everybody forgets about. At least this is the deathcore band that I forget about, which is sad because they remind me of Within Destruction when they were good, before they started adding in all that anime stuff. And like at first that was exciting, but then it just kind of became a gimmick and it just sucks now. But it's like back in like the Death Wish days, you know, they incorporate some of that old school kind of stuff in there, and I absolutely love it. So I'm looking forward to this single quite a bit. We also get a single, not a new single, from Alexisonfire titled Cuz. I'm not sure if it means cuz as in because or cuz as in what's up, cuz. But this is a cover of the band Shallow North Dakotas. I've never heard of that band. I looked them up on Spotify and they have like, I don't know, 400 listens or something like that. I guess they're also Canadian, from the same area as Alexisonfire. I don't really expect it to change all that much, because when I listened to the original, it sounded pretty much like Alexisonfire was doing it, just older, a little bit grungier, I guess you could say. So I'm assuming that this is just going to sound a little bit cleaner, and the bass might not be as intense. The mixing might be a little bit better, but that's about it. And that is it for New Music Friday. Like I said before, if there's anything I missed you're looking forward to, let me know down in the comments below. And also, I mean, what the hell? We hit 1,500 subscribers. We're 48 away from 1,600. If you're enjoying this video, help me reach 1,600 subscribers and click the subscribe and ring the bell icon. That way you get notified when I do upload videos. Also, if you enjoyed this video, you want to help me out even further with the algorithm, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. That does so much. It does so much more than you could ever imagine. When I get a lot of thumbs up on videos, I can look at the analytics and I can see where it goes. When I don't get a lot of views, or not views, but when I don't get a lot of thumbs up on videos, I can look at the analytics and I can see how much more compressed it is to certain areas and people who are watching, stuff like that. So yeah, giving a thumbs up goes a long way, so far. I know a lot of people say that, but it really does. And I just want to thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day to listen to me sit here and talk about music. If you're one of my subscribers, thank you so much for helping me hit 1,500. I appreciate it more than you could ever imagine, and I hope you have a good rest of your day or night whenever you have me watching this, and I'll talk to you guys next time.